I've definitely struggled with like wanting my therapist to like me and like that sort of phenomenon where I'm like, it takes me a little while to be open and trusting enough to share the parts about myself that I don't like.
Right.
Because I'm so much like, obviously I'm in therapy for a reason, but here's all the like, please be my friend, please like me, like I'm actually perfect. And it like takes me a little while before I'm like, okay, I trust you enough that like, ooh, here's some things that aren't so great. And then I'm always reminded, like, that's my whole job is to hear the things that are great. And so I try and really make that space. You know, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed professional in that realm.
Right.
But like making that same space to say like, I'm here for the parts that aren't pretty. And I'm going to model, hopefully, how to be a person who supports people with parts of themselves they don't like.
Right.
And it's been something that I've been really grateful for in my community that I feel like I've recently really noticed is the amount of people I have in my life who are willing to show up for the parts of me that aren't perfect and aren't pretty. And totally. It means a lot.
And what's ridiculous is when you actually get somebody that you can have a connection with where, because they're reflecting and showing up and supporting those areas of it, the things that we think are ugly become more beautiful, and we become more beautiful for having those areas be seen.
Yeah.
Like I too had that thing about having therapists like coming for help in this hard parts, but I'm going to do this soft shoe.
Right.
I'm going to put on a whole show for you.
And I've totally already got it figured out. And like, don't even worry about it.
Look how amazing I am at figuring out my own problem.
Yeah.
Why am we here? But one of my edges in the last year is allowing myself a kind of honesty and vulnerability in these kinds of, when I'm asking for help, allowing someone to help me, showing up. I actually recently read Masks of Masculinity and some aspects of like healing our culture of masculinity, of like having shit figured out, this level of like presenting a mask of confidence at all moments, even in these times where I'm literally in the room where someone's supposed to allow me to like get help and cry. I remember talking to a therapist. I had emotion come up and I was about to cry. She's like, and I was just not letting it happen. She's like, you know, you can cry in here. And what I literally said in the room was like, I'm paying money for this. I can cry at home or later in the car. I'm here to get therapy. And that was like 10 years ago, and I'm giggling about it, but that was my honest response to what it meant to like really release this idea of like controlling every moment and showing up in a particular way I thought I was supposed to.
Yeah.
Even to fucking therapy. Like I need therapy. I allow myself a level of vulnerability to like walk out and pay for this person to help me, but not the vulnerability to actually allow it to work.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think like, you know, you are not alone in that. I certainly do it too. And I think about like the amount of times in my life that I've shared something vulnerable and relevant, you know, not just like oversharing constantly, hopefully, but vulnerable and relevant in a personal interaction, and had someone say like, I'm so glad you said that because I'm going through something similar.
Totally.
Or like, that opened the door for me to be able to share something about myself too. And like, that is super powerful. That ability to give and share and sit with people is like, it's the whole thing.